Live from the Lake Wales Municipal Airport, it's the Aviator Show. Welcome, everyone, for episode 2. I'm your host, Reese Dockhand. Right alongside me is Matt Lukey, the CEO. And how you doing, Matt?
Doing great, Reese. Glad to be here.
Glad to be back at it. Another month doing the live stream. 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
We're knocking it out.
And the weather's getting better. The flights are getting longer.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we have a great show lined up for you guys today. We have on deck Jillian Wintermute. She's standing by, the queen of Paramotor Stole, an international sensation. And then we got Dave Taylor, an instructor that's currently producing our newest Aviator alumni, which will be joined with
newest baby pilots.
Yes, and they're going to be 2 current students join us on this live stream. So you'll get to hear firsthand from them what training is like here.
And we promise there's actually 2 of them, even though they look almost
right. We got to put them in the same scene because otherwise you would think we're lying to you. They're twins. And we have the owner of Only Butt Fans, Kelly Stanley, and he's going to be joining us to cap it off with a Q&A later this afternoon.
That's right. And I hear Kelly's bringing some prizes with him today.
That's right. Only Butt Fans is hooking it up. We got 4 shirts to give away, so make sure you warm up those fingers in the chat. We've got some Paramotor trivia. I can't give you all the secrets, but make sure you're ready to type those answers in the questions. The chats are being monitored by Kristen in the corner. We got Brennan as our live stream tech. Thank you so much, guys, for getting this show under wraps and on time, kind of.
That's right. And Evan, we see you in the chat. One prize per customer.
One prize. Yeah, Evan's coming back. He's doing like 3P. He's going to be the champ of prizes. So right away, we'll get into the format. You guys are welcome to comment as we go along, and we'll roll into our Paramotor fly-in update and news. So one thing that's coming up is we have the endless foot drag happening September 22nd through the 28th. If you don't know what a paramotor fly-in is, if you're new to paramotoring, it's where a large gathering of pilots hang out, have a great time, and that's what endless foot drag is.
Right. It's all about the gathering, right? And the flying in the morning and the evening is great, but it's all about the everybody getting together and having a great time.
The camaraderie is what makes this sport so special.
Absolutely.
I got to go to Endless Foot Drag the first year I joined the paramotor community alongside Eric and his family, and it was amazing to see how welcoming everyone is, even to new pilots.
That's right. My first flying was actually Soar the Shore in Maryland. It's a great place to fly. You can actually fly from one shore to the other across the peninsula there. It's a beautiful place to fly.
And that is that's coming up quick, just a week away. And then the next one I want to bring up is my buddy Brad Roper over at Southern Utah Paramotor is hosting what there is. We kind of have like a little tongue in cheek. We call it Brad Apples.
Brad Apples.
I hope that makes it to like a legit flyer, Brad Apples. This guy is an amazing host, an amazing pilot in the area. Location.
Right. It's a beautiful place to fly. The canyons and the scenery out there is amazing. We're actually sending one of our staff out to both of those fly-ins, to Endless Foot Drag and Brad Apples. Neil's going to be making an appearance at both of those with some ozone wings to demo, and at Southern Utah fly-in, he's going to be doing some seminars and doing some motor sims with Vitarazi.
So I see in the chats someone asked, where is that? The Endless Foot Drags is Fredonia, Kansas. So Fredonia, Kansas, if you're looking into that, the best way to find out information for Endless Foot Drag I found was on Facebook. And then Brad Apples, the Southern Utah Paramotor fly-in is kind of just, location, just south of one of the greatest national parks in America, Zion National Park.
Yeah, that's right.
Right on the border of South Utah. And so check them out there. And if you're interested in going and not even flying, we desperately would like for volunteers to sign up. These events don't happen by themselves. And I know that Brad's working tirelessly to make a great event. So if you're interested in volunteering, help is always appreciated. And they've got some really great lineups for seminars. They've got Neil and Vitarazi doing, like you said, the motor checks,
That's right.
as well as the other lineups that they have. I don't have the information in front of me. rushed to get here, guys. Sorry about this. But they have a bunch of seminars to show you the maintenance of wings and lines, and you should definitely participate in that.
Definitely take a look at that if you can be there.
Ozone demos will be at both the Endless Foot Drags and Brad Apple's.
That's right. We'll have not every size, but we'll have every wing available to demo, and a lot of different sizes. So look for the Ozone flags, and Neil and actually one of our instructors, Whitney, will also be at Southern Utah Paramotor Fly-In.
Shout out to my girl Whitney. I hear she's coming back to Aviator real soon. I do miss her. She went north
soon.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Excited to have the team back. A little update on an event that I'm co-hosting called Paramotor Stoll Classics alongside my friend Leah Catula. This event will be December 8th through the 16th in Okeechobee, Florida at Sunnyland Ranch Air Park. This one will be a competition-based event. So free flying is going to be not a thing. You will sign up as a competitor and you will get given tasks. So it'll be a classic competition where we do accuracy, endurance, navigation, and precision, which is spot landing and skittles. And if you're interested in getting into competitions in America and paramotoring, definitely check out this event. It's going to be one for you.
That's right. I think there's a Facebook group as well that you can join for information.
Yes,
as well.
Paramotor Stoll Classics on Facebook group, on Instagram, as well as we have www.paramotorstollclassics.com with a whole list of our task catalog if you're interested in seeing what events we'll be holding there. It's going to be at Sunnyland Ranch in Okeechobee, Central Florida during December. So the weather should be pretty proper. Camping is going to be on site. And again, logistics are being developed now. So if you're a volunteer and you want to hang out, please let us know. Reach out to me at Paramotor Stoll Classics, plural, @gmail.com. We've got a lot of cool things coming through. We've got sponsorship available. We got some
prizes.
Right. A free trip. A winner gets a free trip to Egypt on this competition, as well as a spot as a U.S. international competitor. So that's pretty cool. You will be qualified for that.
Very exciting to see competition come to the United States. That's a big thing.
Right. As well as, do you know if Aviator is going to be sponsoring this?
Aviator will absolutely be sponsoring. We want to do our best to throw the full force of Aviator behind this event to make sure it's a huge success.
Right. We invite all schools to be a part of this. We want some of the best pilots represented here so that we can really show that America is serious about paramotor competitions.
That's right.
And also to, just give everybody a big hug. It's been a while, and to bring all the schools together to have a good time, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. That's what all these events are about, is bringing the community together, right? There's no reason for different schools to be at odds with each other. We're all here for the same thing. We're making people's dreams happen. We're giving people wings.
We build everyone up together.
That's right.
If one succeeds, we all succeed. Let's just keep building that.
Absolutely.
So what's going on in your life there, Matt?
Well, it's been a lot of, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's been a lot of flying lately. Yeah. Weather's been really good. Of course, we're here in Central Florida, paramotor capital of the world, and right now we're even getting evening flights, and that's been really great.
Yeah, it's a rarity, but that hurricane out in the Gulf really brought us some low-level clouds. It was all the way out in Texas, but it really made those.
Yeah, a lot of fog and a lot of clouds. It makes for a really beautiful flight.
Stunning imagery.
Yeah.
Right on. And then we've got November coming up, which is Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that's right. Yeah. Aviator, this will be our 5th year doing the Aviator Thanksgiving. This is where we invite everybody, not just Aviator alumni, but we love to see our alumni as well. We invite everybody to come to the Aviator location here at Lake Wales and share Thanksgiving with us. Behind the Bunker, shout out to you. We got some alumni in Canada. If you have the availability, come to Aviator, experience Thanksgiving as a family. We got some video of that. You want to roll that video? Let's check that out.
I got 3. Grace, and I got 1. Feeling all alone when you come along, always make me feel at home. Got me so alive. If you wanna ride, baby, come to paradise. Is your soul still looking for someone? They heard from lovers before.
Thanksgiving.
socializing. If you're down, then we can explore.
Class of 2019, November 23rd. Yeah, November class 2019. Yeah, Brian's over here. 2 years ago, anniversary, Thanksgiving of 2019 is when I trained at Aviator. 8 great people. We trained here, and I got my first flight 2 years ago tomorrow on the 26th. And when I left home, I missed my first family reunion ever in my life. And I said, I'm not going without turkey. I brought my deep fryer with me. I said, I'll cook a turkey for myself while I'm here. Turns out I cooked like 3 for the whole Aviator family. Did a good job. They invited me back. I cooked like 3 last year, and today I cooked 3 turkeys and I smoked a ham on top of that. So we're about to eat good up in here. Dude, I'm thankful for this whole family of paramotor people, man. You know, if you come train at Aviator, you're going to be inducted into this.
So that is some exciting imagery from Thanksgiving, and
that's right. We've got some great plans this year. Actually, we're gonna as you've noticed, this is our second live stream. We're gonna be doing a live stream event during Thanksgiving this year, and hopefully, if weather permits, we'll have a nice paramotor parade.
The paramotor parade is kind of exciting. I'm like instead of a Macy's Thanksgiving parade, we're gonna have it with paramotors.
That's right. Everybody get on a nice big slow Mojo or Moxie and just parade down the taxiway.
I don't do Moxies.
That's right, Moxie Killer.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a Tango with a Moxie. It didn't end up well for the Moxie. So, well, I'll stick to my Spider. I'm good with that. But yes, that's going to be pretty cool to see all those wings in a stack formation of some sort.
Yeah, it's
parading around.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see everybody.
Well, sweet. We got Jillian on deck. Any closing remarks? Do we want to open up to the chats real quick? You guys in the chats. Evan Crowley, deep fried turkey is where it's at.
Absolutely.
Mainly paramotoring. Oh, maybe I'll come down for that instead of mid-November. Paramom says yummy. Gladys, yes. Yeah, we're excited to have the family here. Jason Tyler, what's up, man? Well, we're going to go key up a short break, and then we'll have Jillian Wintermute pop in, give us a little bit of a competitive paramotor insight.
It was great to be here with you, Reese.
See you later, Matt. We'll catch you on the end.
All right. Take care, buddy.
See ya.
Climbing that mountain, getting to the top. I'm taking my time, but I ain't gonna stop singing. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. The tide is getting high, but I ain't gonna drown. I float right to the top if you try to hold me down, singing. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. You can push me down.
The international pilot, the sensation, the queen of stoles with me, Jillian Wintermute.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Quite the introduction.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we battled it out on the stole field.
We only did once, right?
Yeah.
We only battled once.
I knew I met my match, so then I just always hold paramotor stole when she's not here.
Kite some more, right? Be a good influence for our students. Practice your kiting skills. Maybe then you'll get a little bit of time off of your stole.
You gotta put your money where your mouth is. We're gonna do another stole comp here soon.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And on that note, we've got Paramotor Stole Classics details coming in. Pricing and availability is limited to 50 pilots. You went to the UK. There was 80.
I think there was around 90, which was foot launch and trike pilots. Yeah.
That's a lot of pilots to get through a competitive. Can you tell the viewers what's the difference between maybe a fly-in versus a competitive event like that with regards to taking off and the logistics of that?
Right. So there was a lot more organization that went on in terms of like the spot landing and that sort of thing. There was a lineup and you were told when to launch. In terms of the navigation tasks, it was like kind of free range. You chose when you wanted to launch, but it was still very organized. There were a lot of people on the field, air bosses, telling you when to launch. But ultimately, it is kind of like a big fly-in. You just have actual objectives to do, and you have goals that you're trying to reach while you're there.
Yeah, it's sharpening your skills. There's some really cool tasks out there. I know it can be daunting because you just don't know it yet because it's all new. But the tasks, once you understand them, like spot landing, it's just like you hit the center of the mat and you're, you know, you don't land on the spot. So those little nuances that it just takes, and it could be you know, like I said, to a new pilot, very daunting. But when you went out there was a big community around you that were a support for you if you had any questions.
Definitely. Everyone there was super supportive. It also helped to do research beforehand because the people who had competed before put out a lot of like information or live streams talking about the competition, about the rules and all of that. So doing a little bit of research beforehand, and then also being able to talk to one of the pilots from England, Adrian Southgate. He actually was in Florida a few weeks before the competition, and he was more than happy to kind of dive into some of the rules of the competition and show me what would be happening, which was awesome of him. So it's definitely a very supportive community, and everyone's just kind of there to have fun and compete in a safe way.
I think it's all about the fun aspect, because that's what our sport is about, especially when you're with your friends and your buddies. The competitiveness makes it a little bit more fun, like, you know, just like, oh man, I wish I did slightly better. And it's also a progression of skills, like understanding your glider, knowing that you go this miles per hour with this glider, with this trim range, with this weight, and understanding your fuel burn, and then your takeoff with the STOL competition is going to be another level of excitement, because you have not only a confined runway, you're trying to get off in a short distance, which we try to teach in Aviator. You just don't jump in the seat. But here it's kind of like you want to get off the ground as fast as possible. I'm getting good at that. So yeah, like I said, Paramotor STOL Classics in Sunnyland. Check it out if you have the availability, December 8th through the 16th. We've got an update on classes. Why don't you give an update on the classes?
Yeah, so we've got some open classes coming up in October, November, December, and now is the time to train, really. This is when we're starting to move into our peak weather. It's getting colder everywhere else, and it's getting a little bit cooler in Florida, but our storms are kind of passing, and the air will still be warm, and we'll hopefully get more sunset flights. In the summer, there's a lot of storms happening at sunset, so we don't get to fly as often, but the past few days actually have been perfect, morning and evening. We've got those gorgeous cloud flights in the morning.
Yeah, we don't have mountains, but when those clouds build up, it builds like this beautiful environment,
it's like an ocean of clouds. Yeah. So definitely, if you are thinking about training, sign up for these next two classes we've got availability, or if you know people that you maybe want to fly with, you can convince them to sign up for training. You can reach out to us in the office. We're here Monday through Friday, or you can go to aviatorppg.com, and we've got all the information about signing up for training on there.
So we had a really good question for the pricing for the class. She's from West Palm Beach. $38.49, Mr. Nitro X Todd. $38.49 is the price of training. And there's a note here that, you know, for new or returning pilots, you know, explain key milestones.
For new or returning pilots. So we are offering advanced training, which is a new thing that we're doing, kind of like a skills progression thing. So if you are already a pilot, you can come for 5-6 days and work with an instructor, whether it be on specific things you want to improve on or things we see you need improvement on. So the first day is kind of like, let us observe you and see what your current skills are. And then if you have specific things you want to work on, like we just had a student who was pretty nervous about doing cross countries because he wasn't great at spot landing, and he's in a super populated area with a lot of trees. So we worked on spot landings and got him super comfortable doing that. And we went on long cross countries.
I would say that Micah just got done doing an advanced training, and we actually held a STOL competition with our buddies at One Up, and that was really cool. They had a trike, they had a trike version with Travis and Allie and Micah, and then we had the two students doing the advanced training, running the STOL competition, and I hate to say it, I lost to one of those students. I got one run, they got 2 runs. I was trying to run the event, film it. I'm making excuses.
Sure. Yeah, they had a blast doing that, actually, they told me. But yeah, we want to help you hit these milestones. We want to help you dial in your skills and make you more comfortable flying at home and safer, ultimately. So that's the new thing we're offering. And then in class for new pilots, we're going to get you launching and landing on your own. If you're not doing that, we always suggest you come back for more training with us if you're not launching and landing on your own by the end of class. And then also with that, we practice motor off, touch and goes, a little bit of spot landing. If we can, we try to dial in these students to make them as comfortable as they can before they leave class.
And big shout out, I'm looking in the chats, to our boy, Evan Crawley, who just got out of training. He is an amazing student that we met at Bad Apples, and he came out here, got above the clouds. Real special moment for him. Maybe this class could be for you, Evan. We'd love to see you back in the skies as soon as possible. Come out here, hang out with us. We miss you already. As well as Kelly in the chat. He's in the sky. He's going to be here with us later. The man behind Only Butt Fans, they have some remarkable products. They're the presenting sponsor of this live stream. So shout out to them. Kelly, yeah, OBF. You can see it on. We got Jillian rocking some OBF outfits right here. They got some merch available, and we're going to give away one right now. So everyone get your stuff ready. We've got a Paramotor trivia question. Warm up the fingers. For a Only Butt Fans t-shirt, what year did we start the Aviator Thanksgiving? What year did we start the Aviator Thanksgiving? We're monitoring the chats. Oh, 89. That's a little early. 2002. 2019, JDD863. We've got a winner. That was quick. 3 tries. Jason
JDD.
Tyler, 2020. Leah Catula, 2020. No, it was.
Close.
It was 2019. Let's get JDD863. Please hit us up in the DMs, whether it's on social media or info@Aviator Paramotor. We'll get you that. It's info@aviatorppg.com if you want to hit us up, or on social media. We'll get you that Only Butt Fans shirt for getting that answer right. 2019 is the year that we started the Aviator Thanksgiving.
Do be cautious wearing this merch in public. You will get stared at. And questions will be asked. But then you get to spread the word of paramotors, because people will be like, well, what the heck?
I like that form of advertisement, right? Yeah. Turns heads. I wore my Paramotor through the city of St. Louis to take a picture in front of the arch, and people were just like,
yeah,
we stopped traffic.
Yeah, Sandy was going through security at the airport, and the guy was like, what's Only Butt Fans? Like, is that an OnlyFans type thing? Well, then she got to tell him about paramotors and explain that. Such
a clever name, and his products with the earmuffs that he's designing to have the Cena mesh built into it.
Impeccable. Yeah,
very clean.
If I don't have my helmet to fly with, I'm like, do I want to fly? Because I'm like so picky about it now. It's so nice having those comms right in your ear cups.
Yes, I am waiting for the day that I get those.
Leah, I have your shirt with me.
Leah,
you need to come to Lake Wales so I can give you your shirt.
Leah, I also have a painting for you from our UK endurance competition that needs to go your way. Shout out to Ozone. I need to mail that over. We have Blessed Man OU812. What is November flying like in Florida? Short weather?
It is. I'm trying to remember. It's like it starts to get a little bit cooler, like sweatshirt weather, I would say, in the afternoons, in the mornings. But
if you're Fletch, it's always. If you're Fletch, our instructor, he always wears shorts. And in Florida, in that way, can be shorts year round.
If you are like me and you get a little bit chilly, a little bit easier, I do wear sweatshirts and coats by the time it's November.
Let's just say we'll never wear gloves.
It will be, hopefully, if we don't have too bad of weather, it will be sunset and sunset flying at that point in November. So I think November is prime time to be training down here at Aviator.
Right on. Thanks for that question, Blessed Man. Hope you have a blessed day. We're going to be going to an Instagram question. Do we have those Instagram questions lined up by chance?
We do.
So Instagram, social media, Facebook, all that, we monitor that. So for our next live stream, we will try to add these questions into the mix. If we don't catch you in the comments here, we apologize. We're doing our best. We're all here to hang out and try to get this information out as quickly and easily as possible. So let's hear from Instagram.
All right, one of our questions, what to do if I want to take lessons but don't live in Florida? So this is definitely the harder part of signing up for training with us, is that you are going to be taking 2 weeks off of your life to be coming here, especially if you live far away, to train with us. However, you're going to get the best results coming here 2 weeks in a row and getting all those skills dialed in those 2 weeks. If you do not live in Florida, there are a lot of rental properties as well as hotels in our area. If you need suggestions, we always have suggestions. There is actually, you can stay in Eric Farewell's house. If you know who he is, you can rent his house.
It's a good spot. It's on a lake,
Yes,
and
it's very beautiful. Yes.
we love that spot.
Yeah. It's also great for having gatherings. So if you get along with your fellow students, you can have them over for some barbecues. That happens quite often. But yeah, there's lots of places to stay around the area if you don't live in Florida. Or you can also camp at the airport in a tent or camper.
Very cool. Very cool. I would like to say that I enjoy water skiing, and that is another year-round thing. In November is a good time for that as well.
Yes.
We have anything else from Instagram? How many we got?
Do.
Just fire away.
What's the resale value on gliders in terms of hours, resale condition? So this question, there's a lot of depth in this question, right? Depends on how you've treated your glider. Say you've spent less than 50 hours or so flying this glider. It's been very conservative flying. You can maybe just take, I would say, $750 to $1,000 off that glider and sell it pretty easily. I would definitely get an inspection done to make it easier to sell. You can also logging your flights on a glider is an even better chance at getting it sold, because then you can actually show the buyer, okay, here's what I've done to this glider. I haven't done any crazy G maneuvers or flown it for X amount of hours. If you're getting above 100 hours, I would say you're going to be selling it for around $1,500. Again, because the buyer doesn't know what you have been doing to this glider. And of course, if it looks raggedy and worn out, you're not going to get,
And I'll give my 2 cents. My 2 cents is I would buy a used motor over a used wing.
Absolutely. That's always my suggestion to students is if you're going to buy used, buy the motor and the frame used, not the wing. Because we see it all the time, old, used, worn out gliders can be unsafe. So I would always stay on the safe side, buy a brand new glider whenever you get the chance to, and maybe buy the motor and the frame used.
Right. Yeah. Or be on the safe side and just visit aviatorppg.com and buy everything new on our store. Parts and availability, limitless Paramotor. Shout out. We carry plenty of frames and sizes available. And yeah, we run all our school on the limitless Paramotors. So we got plenty of testing and R&D done, and those things hold up. Absolutely love the opportunity to fly that motor, which is absolutely actually right behind Jillian right there. She took that to the UK to compete with. So yeah, yes. Shout out to Limitless and Neil for hooking her up with that.
Paramotor Theory asks, what do you think the average useful life of a wing is in hours? Again, this is going to depend on how you fly your glider. A lot of people say you can get 400 hours out of a glider. I would say that if you're more in the conservative, flying in a straight line type of flying, if you're pulling a lot of high G maneuvers, doing a lot of flying in rough terrain areas, you're going to maybe get a little bit less time out of a glider. And you're also just going to want to be getting a new glider whenever you get the chance to.
The real answer to that question is if you decide to stole a brand new Moxie that hasn't been released yet, it doesn't last too long. Oh, that was just my personal experience? I'm sorry.
If you don't know, Reese is the Moxie Slayer, the first person in the world to chop a Moxie glider.
It's for sale. No,
Moxie Power. Sandy, hi. I miss you and I miss Millie. Potentially a little bit more. Please bring her back.
Hey, Trevor Steele. What's up, baby? What up? Trevor, this one's for you. Miss you, man. You and my boy Judson Graham. I hope you guys are killing it out there. So we have more guests lined up. They're just behind this door. Real quick, before we leave, if you're interested in training, you have a couple options. You can call us here at Aviator Paramotor or sign up online. That schedule is available. So just visit aviatorppg.com, see if you find a little window that works for your work schedule, because it is a 2-week uninterrupted training, which is challenging, but it's well worth it.
Jamie H, are you guys seeing more people getting into PPG from PG? I went the opposite way and do both now. I also went the opposite way. I started with PPG, and then learned how to paraglide.
I fly
but-
paragliding as good as I fly a Moxie.
Yikes. All right, we're going to get Reese out to Utah here soon to do some more training.
Chris Santa Coach, I need help, baby.
We do see a lot of people transitioning from paragliding into paramotoring. Those skills are definitely super useful if you're already used to a paraglider and kiting. You are like a paramotor instructor's best friend if you're coming in here with already a little bit of kiting skills. The hard thing is we have to transition you from leaning forward to leaning back on launch. But other than that, the transition is usually pretty easy.
Right on. Well, we got Dave Taylor behind the closed doors. We're going to roll a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back with you guys. Keep it coming in the chats. We love you so much.
Get ready to take your flying skills to new heights. Paramotor Stoll Classics is hosting its inaugural paramotor competition in Okeechobee, Florida, December 8th through the 16th. Set in the heart of an agricultural landscape, Sunnyland Ranch Airport is the flying oasis, proud to host the 2024 Paramotor Stoll Championships. Competitors and guests may book hotels in nearby Okeechobee or enjoy the Florida tropics in December by camping on site. Primitive camping and limited RV hookups are available while spots last. This competition is to promote the fun and excitement of competitive flying and will prioritize building confidence amongst our community through camaraderie and overcoming challenges. Test your skills alongside.
When you do a live stream, there's going to be technical errors. Our computer became disconnected. That was a little intro to the Paramotor Stoll Classics competition that's coming up in December 8th through the 16th. Maybe we'll fix it. Maybe we won't fix it. But yeah, if there's ever a problem with the live stream, make sure you comment if there's audio issues. We got DT in the house. You got some love in the chat from Evan Crowley. What's going on,
what up,
DT?
Evan? What's up, guys?
Hey, we had a busy day this morning. We started at 6 in the morning.
Actually, well, I mean, my day starts probably around 5:30 or so, getting everything ready, and then we did tows. We actually did tows a little bit later, just to give us a bit of wind because it's been quite calm in the mornings. And for tows, we typically like to have a wind direction.
That makes sense.
So we brought them in a little bit later so they can get a little extra rest because we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up over the next 3 or 4 days. I don't want to give too much away because they're right there.
So who do we have over there?
We have 2 of the students in the current class. They are actually professional airline pilots. One is for Hawaiian Airlines, which is now Alaskan Air, I've been told. And the other one flies for Delta. I've given them call signs Ryan Air and Spirit Airlines, which are the budget airlines. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. Typically, we say kite that glider to me. But with these guys, I've been saying Ryan Air, you're clear for launch.
Yeah.
Basically, just having a good time with the students, joking around, making sure they have a nice, relaxing, and fun experience with this.
These 2 guys, I'm telling you, have the best smiles in the business. They're always looking like they're having the best time.
I think they are, and we'll get a chance to talk to them, and I'm sure they'll express that. But they're definitely high energy and lots of smiles and lots of good effort. And they're twins, so see if you guys can tell them apart. It's a little hard, but I figured it out. But yeah, they're great, and they live. One lives in the New Jersey area, and the other one lives in Pennsylvania. What am I looking at here?
Who's a big boy?
I think you know who a big boy is.
Evan Crowley in the
chat. Dave, how do you focus?
Chris Byler in the house.
Oh,
what's happening?
Man, he's got that fuzzy
Hey,
caterpillar.
look.
Like, I'm sure it's gonna crawl off on him.
I'm going to this like hipster wedding, so
Oh, that's
yeah.
the okay. That's convenient.
And then No Shave November is coming up, so I got to start ahead of time.
At a certain point, you made a conscious decision in front of the mirror just to shave it off and do that. And
It was gonna be like the Fu Manchu, like all the way down here,
Yeah.
but then I wanted to go out in public. Which even this
Did
is
the
pretty-
wife maybe say no?
make my own decisions.
Okay.
But I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my wife. My wife is the best wife in the world. Shout out to Leah Dockhand, my beautiful
Nice.
babies. Whoa, brain fart. Olivia and Madeline. I'm terrible with names, and it's like when the pressure hits me, this is a real moment, guys. We stress. There's so much stress in this room. We're trying to have a good time and keep it calm, but I forgot the camera batteries like on the way here. So my wife had to bring them. So shout out to Leah. Thank you so much for dropping everything and bringing me those camera batteries so that we can present for you with no sleep. And we are trying to do our best. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. You guys obviously can't see this, but we're looking at cameras, lights. These guys, Kristen's over there, Brennan's over there. We got computers, rigs. The guys spent the past 24 hours or so just setting everything up, making sure the live stream's ready to rock and roll for us. Of course, I've been popping in and out. We've got the class going actively right now. We also just finished a 14-day class last Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Roll right into it.
Right
No
into another
breaks.
class. No break on this one. Yeah, but we're all having a good time. And unusually for this time of the year, we've had phenomenal weather. Like every morning's been flyable, and literally the past 4 or 5 evenings here have been very flyable. Kelly was just up in the air. I was a little jealous, but here I am talking to you guys right now.
And how special is it for you to be training students? Like you said, you just finished a class, you're rolling right into another class, getting these students that had very little open cockpit, seat time to live their dreams as a paramotor pilot.
That it's really, and I say this in all the classes, it's a privilege to watch these guys and then share the gift of flight. And though these guys are airline pilots, there's nothing like flying a paramotor. You've got open cockpit, as Reese just described. And furthermore, like you're in, let's be honest, you're in a glorified lawn chair, right? And you're able to run into the sky with this incredible technology of fabric over your head. And then you run into the sky. And then you can, as long as we follow FAR 103, we can fly a lot of places that you just simply can't in other types of aviation. And it's incredible. And we get the privilege and honor to share that experience with people for the first time. And we get to also take 6 complete strangers and watch them become a cohesive group and a team. And they succeed together. And it's so crazy awesome to see. We have a signal chat, or we have a group chat that we create for every class. And then we watch them go from like, okay, kind of a little awkward, I don't know you guys, to really congealing together and becoming that team. And then ultimately, in many cases, lifelong friends. And we see that all the time.
We say that it's a life-changing experience. This is a family. And we mean it. This is a life-changing experience. It's been remarkable. But I want to queue up a video. Do we have the J Foundation? These people at the J Foundation, I was in the National Stole in Pinedale, Wyoming, really brought home a really hard to talk about subject, which is suicide prevention and depression and just kind of overcoming challenges. And I think with this sport, we really see people lose a lot of weight to come here. Overcome alcoholism, drop all of it to change their trajectory in life and live out. This is insane that you can run into the sky.
It is. And it's not overstated in any way, shape, or form. We do see it firsthand. People's lives change drastically. And just in a 14-day period of time, because it's a kind of unique experience. And I talk about this in classes where this form of aviation and training is unique versus any other type, because you're going general aviation and then you've got like an instructor sitting right next to you, right? And all those experiences, you got somebody sitting right next to you. Here with paramotoring, just because of the type of machine, we do a tandem, right? You get a taste of flight with an instructor behind you, but ultimately your first real experience is towing. And then when you go solo, it's you, it's 100% you. So we have to build the students' confidence up to a level where they feel they can do it. And we have to have the confidence as instructors to make sure that we're comfortable with them do it. And all these pieces come together in just 14 short days. And then the next thing you know, we're out there flying. Ideally, we get across country. And then the real magical thing for us as instructors, or at least for myself, is watching them go out to the world and then do the adventures, and watch them grow and watch them become like awesome pilots, and then reach out to the community and create their own groups and sometimes their own fly-ins, and just watching them just go and progress and progress. And we love to see that. We love to support our students in that regard.
There's so much to unpack there. The confidence, the inspiration. There's DT, I'd just love to keep you here more, but we have a couple more people we want to get through. I want to roll this video. We'll be right back with the students, and we'll see you very shortly.
See you guys.
Later, D.
What we do, bring awareness to mental health and suicide prevention. To explain the J Foundation, I'm going to take you back to Jason's childhood. One of his best friends growing up was Jay. He was adopted from South Korea by the Bing family. The Bings actually own the Cowboy Shop, this building that we're in here. It's been around now for over 77 years. My name is Julie Mackey. I'm with the J Foundation. I'm going to talk specifically about Jay and Jason. One of his best friends growing up was Jay, but if your parents own a country western apparel store, you're probably going to be in here all the time, right? And Jay was. He loved being in here, and he especially loved his cowboy boots. His mom, Carolyn, said, you know, when you share the story, make sure people understand if he had sweatpants on, they were tucked into his boots. If he had shorts on, he was wearing his boots. That's just how much he loved his boots, right? Jay loved everything that Pinedale had to offer in the Wind Rivers here, and snow machining, horseback riding, and fly fishing. And he just loved being outside. In March of 2016, Jason was traveling a lot, 1 week specifically for work. He spoke to Jay on a Wednesday and again on a Friday. Just kind of that surface level conversation. Sunday morning, Jason woke up to a few missed calls from his dad, Mike, and we called Mike back. He said, son, don't know how to tell you this, but Jay took his life last night. And for Jason, that was and still is the hardest day of his life. After that, we all came back to Pinedale. The service was at the Catholic church over here, and it was packed. It was actually standing room only. The doors were open, people were standing outside, and a couple things that Jason noticed that day that he said was beautiful is all walks of life were there. Catholics, atheists, Christians, it didn't matter. Jay had that ability to bring people together. And the second thing that Jason noticed is that without it being said, a majority of people had cowboy boots on. Just that love and respect of Jay's love for boots and the Being family. Jason made a promise that day to Jay that something good would come from this tragedy. This next part of the foundation is our favorite part. So today you're all going to get your Jay boots, all right? These boots are a reminder, a physical reminder of how much you're loved, you're valued, you're meant to be here, and you have people that absolutely love you and care about you. On those days that might be a little harder than others, put your J boots on, right? And go for a walk. But they're a platform for conversation. If you've never had a pair of cowboy boots, it's probably going to draw some attention. But if you do have some, these are going to be different, right? These are going to be your J boots. Sometimes the boot finds you. Sometimes it's process of elimination. But once you find that perfect pair, you're going to put them both on. Be bold enough to check in on others, but be bold enough to know also when your cup's a little empty and you need to take care of yourself. Jason said if Jay would have been honest in those last two conversations and said, I am not doing well and I'm having these thoughts, Jason would have dropped everything to go be with him. And I think we're all in that same boat where somebody reaches out, we're going to go. We're going without judgment. We haven't walked in their shoes, so we couldn't possibly understand what they're going through. So to just be able to go. Hopefully today you all feel the generosity of Stoll and what you guys are being able to do, and Angela's hard work to make this happen. Jay was such a generous person that we want that legacy to continue. It's so important to us. The second ask is that if you ever find yourself in a space like Jay was in and you're not doing well, that you make a commitment to reach out for help. As of our meeting the other day, there's over 11,000 pairs now, national and international. So it's crazy to see what has happened. So I'm going to close this in prayer. Lord God, just thank you again for another opportunity to share Jay's story, but more importantly, to have a real conversation, that you can allow us to be a light where maybe there's darkness, or allow those of us that are in darkness to reach out to the light. I pray that you guide us, that these boots have a special power over them and that they have a purpose. In Jesus' name, amen.
So that was the J Foundation, a really remarkable volunteer effort to try to raise the serious awareness of the suicide prevention, and just anyone out there struggling. If I could just say one thing, just go out. I know it's easier said than done. Ask for help. I don't struggle with depression, so it's a challenge for me to talk about that subject, but I want to be better at that. And It hurts me to say that we did lose someone very close to the Aviator alumni family just recently to that very cause. So the J Foundation, these boots, we like to do what we call boot checks on our friends. If you think that someone's struggling with something, pull them aside, have those tough conversations. And I'm a big time like fun guy. If we can have fun together, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what this live stream's all about, is bringing the fun to you guys, but also that serious note with J Foundation. If you think you've been inspired by them, check them out. They have a really great organization out of Pinedale, Wyoming. But without further ado, we got Ryan and Brandon. Look at those smiles, mate. Look at those smiles. That's what it's all about. Current students in this class.
Yep.
What's your aviation experience? How many hours do you have?
Oh man, over 10,000.
Woo!
Yeah, me too.
Mega. All with a cockpit.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the first time free flying in the air, and everybody's like, "Why do you want to do this?" It just doesn't compare. There's, it's just completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
What was your first experience to like bring you into the space that you even knew that this was even in existence?
It's kind of a funny story. Like, I think it might have been last year or something. There's actually I live out in Hawaii, and there's a lot of paragliders out there. So I was like, kind of thinking about getting into paragliding, and then I was like, it'd be cool if you could like somehow just put a motor on your back and just do it, because then you're not restricted just to a couple launch sites and everything. So I started, looking into it, and I was like, oh man, there's actually something out there called paramotoring, and I talked to my brother about it. He's like, oh, I've been looking into it for a long time too. So that's kind of when we started getting the idea of doing a class together and
Nice.
do the research and looking at all the schools, and Aviator is probably one of the best ones in the country. So like,
I'm biased.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I think the hardest part is just getting the time off.
Yeah, figuring out.
Definitely. That's probably, if I asked 10 people, what's the biggest challenge to come here to get in that seat?
Yeah.
You'd say time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
If you're working full time, and then airline schedule, it's not like you have your schedule for the whole year, so you have to bid off a month prior, and so I was kind of banking on making sure that I had that time off, even though I wasn't 100% sure I was going to have it.
Nice.
I was able to make it work.
Risk it to get the biscuit. Why not? Why not? What are your goals with paramotoring? Are you planning on like doing hella big acro moves, like barrel rolls, or?
I think it's more like just seeing the country from the air would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe doing some tours or some trips and stuff like that. Would be awesome.
Not at 30,000 feet.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's completely different seeing the country from 30,000 feet versus a couple hundred feet.
Yeah, and being airline pilots, one of our big perks is we get to travel for free. So if we can pack up the motor and fly anywhere we want, that's amazing.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
I actually just got back from the UK and hanging out with Sky School UK and Ricardo and them. They do that so often. They'll do training in London area, but they have to go to like Spain and Portugal because the weather's not that great in the UK.
Oh, true.
So they fly commercially with their equipment all the time. And I want to bring a video about how to do that properly.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
And, make America more open to traveling with your paramotors.
Yeah, because I feel like it's not that big of a thing here.
No, because if you look at the rules and regulations on airline traffic, it's like no weed eaters or no lawn equipment. So right away you're like, well, that's pretty close to a combustion engine. But if you pull the spark plug, it's no longer combustion. And if you clean out the gas station, the gas can, it doesn't smell like fuel. You shove some cheap Chinese perfume in there. Boom, they don't want to open that. It smells like, what blocks that thing back up? Let's go.
Yeah.
So there's some tips and tricks out there that I want to bring to light, because that would open up flying in America like none other.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, America's such a big and beautiful country. You might as well explore from the air.
Every time I go out the country and think that like, oh my gosh, look at this, I come back and I just get blown away at the different scenery.
Exactly. Yeah. So much to see.
Yeah. People from across the world, they're always like, oh, my bucket list item is like Utah or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Plenty of people at the UK endurance competition that want to come here and fly the Utah area and rent motors. And I'm like, well, do we have a rental program? So that would be kind of cool too, as if there was.
Have like some people who rent motors up there?
It's not common at all. Like you can go to a airport and as private pilot or commercially rated pilots, you can rent a 4-seater no problem. It's not even a thing. But we should definitely bring that to existence as well.
That'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, if you can pack it up and bring your own motor, sure, but it's kind of like scuba diving. It's nice, like if you have your own equipment, it's nice to bring it, but it's also nice just to not bring it and not have to worry about it and just when you get there, just rent it.
Definitely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. We have some comments in the chat that I want to bring up. What's your favorite altitude while flying? Now, I know you guys haven't been up in the air besides towing this morning.
Yeah.
I'll answer that by saying, what do you think your favorite altitude is going to be?
Like 1 foot. 1 foot off the ground.
It's the same for me. Literally, my favorite altitude is 0 feet AGL, like foot dragging and kicking the weeds, feeling the world just rush by you.
I went on the trike this morning, and we were skimming the ground. I was like, I know you're low when you're picking up weeds.
You guys were mega low. I was filming you with a drone, and I saw the trees pop up, and I was like, "Wow!"
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fog was kind of lifting, and we kind of just cruised right through the fog area.
You say you saw a bald eagle?
Oh yeah, and I saw a bald eagle. We went through the eagle's nest.
America, baby.
Yeah.
Freedom. That's what paramotoring is all about.
For sure.
I got to fly a little formation. Brennan, you were with me on that flight when we were at the Stoll competition in Oklahoma at what was the name of that air park? Do you remember? Come on. Patriot Air Park. And we dipped into a river, and this bald eagle was leading formation. It was bald eagle, me, Brennan.
Wow.
Got that on camera too.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is meant to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. And those moments in paramotoring come more than you think. Like just the different wildlife that you'll spot. Like I say, my favorite little thing is like around here, there's a lot of farm field. I'll spot like a bit of cow bones, like dead cow that just decayed over time. I'm like, I'm a paleontologist. I identified that as a cow.
There you go.
It's just
put on my resume.
No, it's going to get me much jobs.
No. It looks cool.
So your training so far, let's hear from you guys firsthand, your first experience walking through the door to a new area.
For me, I felt like as soon as you walk through the door, I feel like you're part of the Aviator family. Everybody's just so awesome. Yeah, super friendly.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just tell that the training's top notch. And safety is always paramount here. And, they really take care of you.
You've been to a lot of airports. Does Lake Wales stand out in a special way?
There's a lot of not airplane traffic, but other traffic like skydivers and paramotors and stuff like that.
It gets busy down here.
Yeah.
With a lot of people having fun, it seems like.
Yeah. But the nice thing is that in the morning, it's almost kind of like hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not really much else going on. So it's kind of perfect for the morning.
And that field to the south is just a paramotor playground.
Yeah. So
paramotor paradise. I can't wait to actually experience it.
I know. I can't wait to get out here
soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Is there anybody on the live that at home that you want to thank for being here, or shout out to the family?
Yeah, my wife. She's at home. So Laura, what's going on?
Elia Uada, sorry if I butchered that. Not only did Aviator did an amazing job at training, but they also created an environment where 6 strangers became great friends. That is Gold Digger. Oh, South America in the house. Dang, all the way from Guyana. Shout out. Elia, he just finished right before you guys with the 6 guys.
We met him, right?
He works in the mining for gold, and we got the call sign.
Dave was saying that.
Yeah, got the call sign Gold Digger for mining gold. Shout out. Well, we're hoping to see some really cool footage out there. And he said he'd be our Aviator rep for South America. I would love to make an Life After Aviator where we start gold mining with my boy. That would be really unique. Well, that's what I mean. What that one guy that came through training, Brennan, that did treasure hunting. Yes. So
I'm sure you meet so many interesting people here, all different walks of life.
And that's what's great about my job as a filmmaker. I don't have to write the content.
Yeah,
it
writes itself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just and that's what I try to say is that I'm not the best at flying. I'm not going to do the most acro, but when I can tell a good story and people can relate to, I'm an airline captain. Oh, I can try to take off 2 weeks if they could take off 2 weeks.
Can do it,
right.
Yeah.
So that relatability goes a long way.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of people are like, I don't know if I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they see other people doing it, maybe I can.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can.
You can do it. And we can do another paramotor trivia question. Right. So everybody warn about those fingers. All right. So this is for a Only Butt Fans t-shirt. And it's a toughie. It's a toughie. How? Not really. See if you guys can answer. How many miles visibility do you need to launch in Class G airspace?
I know. 1 mile. 1 mile.
Oh,
I didn't know what we were supposed to say. 'Cause I was gonna give it back.
I think I'm going to give you guys a shirt. Let's see. Yeah, Tom Minnick. Yep, Tom Minnick. We'll hit us up in the DMs. We'll get you an Only But Fans shirt. You are Chris Cunningham. Sorry, it's not 10. It's how many miles visibility do you need to launch in Class G airspace? And the answer was 1 mile.
Clear clouds.
1 mile clear clouds. Right on. Well, thank you guys so much.
Of course.
And you know, I hope that your experience is a very positive one, and that you feel welcomed in the world of aviation and the Aviator family.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you from you.
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Take care.
Get ready to take your flying skills to new heights. Paramotor Stoll Classics is hosting its inaugural Paramotor competition in Okeechobee, Florida, December 8th through the 16th. Set in the heart of an agricultural landscape, Sunnyland Ranch Airport is the flying oasis, proud to host the 2024 Paramotor Stoll Championships. Competitors and guests may book hotels in nearby Okeechobee or enjoy the Florida tropics in December by camping on site. Primitive camping and limited RV hookups are available while spots last. This competition is to promote the fun and excitement of competitive flying and will prioritize building confidence amongst our community through camaraderie and overcoming challenges. Test your skills alongside some of the United States' top paramotor pilots. Pilots interested should have the skills of a PPG-3 rated pilot, but there are no prerequisites to enter. Registration is open and limited to the first 50 verified pilots, so sign up now. Competitions will be held daily, with each day bringing a new challenge. Tasks include navigation, precision, accuracy, and of course the all-new Paramotor Stoll competition. If you're a brand looking to partner with an exciting, action-packed flying event, please reach out to paramotorstollclassics@gmail.com. Vendor space and sponsorship packages are available. Visit our website, paramotorstollclassics.com, for more information. We're off to the races, and we hope that you'll be joining us.
Welcome back to the live stream. We're here with Kelly Stanley of Only But Fans, the premier sponsor for this live stream. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm very well. Thank you for that warm welcome, Reese.
You were just up in the skies.
Yes, I
Hopefully practicing your soul.
No, I just got a little therapy. That's all.
Yeah, we all need that. Just a little bit of altitude adjustment, as they say. Well, that little bit of video was the Paramotor Stoll Classics commercial that played in its entirety. We've got a lot of cool things that this is going to be a U.S.-based qualifier for international competitions that have limited pilot availability. Sometimes countries can only allow so many pilots. So this event specifically will allow you a seat if you win that competition. It's kind of like, you know, the British have their British championships that allow them to seat the best pilots for the competitions. We're going to go in the step in that direction. And the money that we raise is going to go to a little bit of the foundation for J Foundation, as well as potentially paying for an FAI license for that individual to compete internationally. That's a lot of fun. And you're going to be a part of it at Only But Fans.
I am, yeah. I think I'm going to dig in and be part of that. That sounds like a great old time.
We're excited to have you there. Now, one thing that you have on display right now is a head unit.
I do, yeah. I figured I'd bring at least something for a visual of what we've got going on, at least the standard build that pretty much everybody's been kind of going with.
It has Cena mesh built-in Bluetooth, so you could take phone calls, you can listen to music. You have all the capabilities that the Cena mesh does with amazing audio quality in-flight communications, which is a huge step forward in safety, I think.
Big time.
And fun.
Yeah, I agree. My one big concern was saving my own hearing. And so I just built something that I thought would be good and just shared it around. People started liking it. With the integrated Cena, it just makes things clean. I mean, you can make your own helmet. You know, anybody can take the parts and create what we have audio wise.
Mhm.
But being able to stick it into a nice compact package was something that I really wanted to make sure that I could offer, at least if I was gonna, build them for people.
Yeah, show it off right there.
Yeah, it's super duper clean. This is Jill's. In fact, I just fixed. I'm the resident fixer apparently of anything headset
Soldering,
wise,
anything that needs-
soldering, all of that. Yeah, but yeah, this is Jillian's helmet. This is actually a really cool helmet in itself. But she's got the earbud option, so you can pull these bad boys out, and she plugs them into her ears.
I like that they go around the ear to keep them secure. Just that little bit of wire goes a long way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have anything that really just resembles like an airline headphone. All of them have some kind of a lock-in mechanism, whether it be a little wing that goes up into the top of your ear, or of course this style of earbud wraparounds.
What is your website?
The website. Be careful on this one.
Oh my!
Onlybuttfans.com. 2 T's, 1 Z. Onlybuttfans.com. 2 T's, 1 Z. Don't slip up now.
Paramotor 3, we're looking at you, mate. Don't be slipping up. I just think it might be this one. No, it's not that one.
2 T's, 1 Z. So that's what I tell everybody. But my purpose behind this was to make a super clean build of kind of what everybody's using, so that way we could all talk to each other. Dave Taylor really spun me on to, kind of the Cena mesh thing, you can just talk to friends. And that's my Dave.
Oh my gosh. Dave caught me onto it until I saw how complicated his helmet looks. And now my helmet is twice as complicated.
Yeah. It makes me get a little queasy every single time I see both of you guys.
Paramotor Theory in the chat saying he messed it up. Oh my god.
Oh man, don't do that.
Well,
2 T's, 1 Z.
Yep, 2 T's, 1 Z. Only Butt Fans pulling out some amazing product, a clean helmet, communications fix for all paramotoring, and I'm hoping that I can get one soon.
Yeah, the double layer protection is where it's at, man. We'll get you built up, buddy.
Right. I have a lot going on with trying to record all the Cenas and all the different meshes and all the different angles. So there's a lot that I'm asking of my helmets. But one thing that I do want more than anything is to be safe in the skies. And the ability to have a clean build prevents me from snagging. I snag almost every flight where something's getting caught in the net.
Yeah.
Get locked.
Big
in
old
like
mic you got out here. Yep, I'm aware.
It's a mess, but while I have you, we have another Paramotor trivia giveaway you thankfully gave us. So if you're in the chats, make sure you're again getting the keyboards, getting the Googles, however you're gonna plan on getting the answer to the comments quickly. In a crosswind scenario, how would you properly inflate your glider? This is gonna be a little bit longer of a question, a little bit longer of an answer too. In a crosswind scenario, how would you properly inflate your glider? We're talking about finding your center, maybe going a certain direction, but we're looking reverse. We didn't say in a high wind, but yes, you are saying that there are wind available so that you could potentially be doing a reverse. But we're talking about more so orientating your body in the forward inflation. Maybe this is slightly different in reverse, but I think it's the same concept. Does anybody know in the chats, in a crosswind scenario, how would you launch a glider? We've got Paramotor Theory with a reverse. I mean, it's not the wrong answer, but it's not the answer that we're going with. Facing the wing is reverse. Thank you, Paramotor Theory, for spelling that out. The way Doey told me.
That's right.
And Dave actually did this question, Evan. So
I think Sumo Mike's got pretty close there.
To the left.
I mean, depends on which
way the wind is coming. So the wind doesn't have to be only reverse. And to the left, like let's say the wind's coming from a certain direction. Are you upwind or downwind? Would you set your body up in a forward? Would you, after you get the lines tight, you step back? Would you take a step downwind? Gladys Lupke, I think she's got some special help. That's right. You would find your center, take a step back, step downwind, so that side inflates first. So Gladys, thank you for helping us out. Take a step downwind was what we were looking for. You get yourself an Only Butt Fans t-shirt. We'll make sure that it gets into the mail. Make sure you hit us up at info@aviatorppg.com or DM us in the chats or on social media. Flying Dragons team, it's great to see you guys here in the chats, facing the wind, the line with lines tense. But we were more so like cheating one direction was what we were going for, and that would be the downwind side if you were going in a forward. So that was for an OnlyFans t-shirt. Anything updates? OnlyFans, only butt fans, all. You can see it could get
Hey,
messy.
Man, now you understand the significance behind doing
Do you
that.
have a channel?
No.
Oh, thank gosh.
Absolutely not. What would I
sell your headsets? Like, this is me wearing my headsets. I don't know. Anyway, we're not promoting that. We're promoting my boy Kelly Stanley, who will be out at Paramotor Stoll Classics here in Okeechobee, December 8th through the 16th. Real excited to have you out there, mate. Thanks for being a sponsor.
It's gonna be awesome.
We'll go to a quick commercial break. We'll bring everybody back in for a final Q&A, and we'll see you very shortly. Thanks.
I came down here for training at Aviator PPG, life-changing experience. We actually got to sit through a hurricane. I headed down to Bonita to take shelter and actually wound up about 40 miles from the eye. Came back, power was off. We got right back to class the next day and couldn't ask for a better experience. There's nothing like flying through the air with your friends, with the birds, sunset, sunrise. It's an amazing experience. I highly recommend it to anybody.
All right, yeah, welcome back,
Hey,
everybody.
welcome back, everybody.
Hi. You're all right. I'm going to join this.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
We're
Organizing.
everybody here, but we're back for a Q&A with everybody. If anybody has some questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
It's been a really great live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a really cool time to hear back from you guys. So make sure you're putting those comments in the chats. And yeah, we're waiting for any questions to pop up.
We do have some questions from alumni that we ask in our alumni chat if they had any questions for us tonight. So Jillian, I think you're looking for those right now. If you could maybe ask some questions from the alumni while we're waiting for the chat to catch up.
What do you think the next big leap in wing design will be?
So we've seen wing lits and wing design, and that seems to be working well after seeing Tucker Gott's video breakdown of what we saw Brad Roper do, which was to duct tape the wing,
the retractable winglets. I think
winglets.
Yeah,
oh, retractable. You know what I want to see? I want to see a rigid wing that's lighter than air, that can stay above you, that can fly midday.
Kind of like the kiteboarding, quick kiteboarding wings.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe like fill it with like, instead of cells, you had like a balloon type, and you could fill it with helium. Also, I want to join the Red Bull float talk, and I want that to be our. So wing design, yeah, I would love to see something more rigid that we could fly midday with safely.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know what a big leap would mean. I think we're just going to keep improving on safety and durability of the wing.
Fill it with hydrogen. Tom Minnick, I saw something in Germany and it didn't really work out. I don't know. I think it was like the Hindenburg or something.
Ooh, something like that.
Yeah. Please remove or extinguish all cigarettes before flight.
Probably wouldn't go with the motor.
We had one question. If you have your reserve packed and stored and you're not really using it, should you still get it repacked annually? And the answer is definitely yes.
Yeah, absolutely yes. What happens is the creases get kind of glued together, and it causes that reserve to not open as quickly. Feel free to chime in there, Jillian, but that's my answer. Definitely. Is that yes, absolutely. That they have to open it up and get aired out, and then
even
refold it.
If there's maybe like moisture in the room that you're storing it in, that can start to crease the fabric and also degrade the rubber bands that are holding the lines together. So you never know what's happening. inside that pack. So I'd definitely get it repacked because it's always the safer option, right?
Absolutely. You want to
always
be
go
sure.
for the safer
I
option.
mean, it's called a reserve. Do you want it to be a reserve or do you want it to be a brick?
And you want it to open as quickly as
Right.
possible.
Right.
Efficiency.
How do you progress on your spider?
Ooh.
You want to go for this one, Kelly?
Sure. Progression is a personal thing. Everyone's progression is completely different. Some people learn really fast, and some people need to take it nice and slow. I would recommend that progression be, if depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking to develop into high energy maneuvers? Are you looking to fly faster? That may be adding speed bar or playing with your trims more often. That could even be, say you want to go up high and do maneuvers. You're going to want to, I recommend watching Freestyle 101, which is a Team Fly Halo series. And this guy, Shane Dunnerter, really explains in detail, from energy management all the way through big wingovers. We don't really like to, teach people those kinds of things because each, person has their own developmental process. And when you start kind of pushing people beyond their limits, that's when things can go wrong. So progression, as far as, any kind of wing, not just the spider, is a slow process. Take it easy, watch videos, reputable guys that know what they're doing, and feel it out. Don't go out with any expectation other than, to get yourself better and progress in the manner that you want to.
Like Chris Cunningham said in the chat, it's nice and slow like Usher.
Yeah.
So, for example, I've been flying for 4 years. I don't do hardly any acro, but I have a blast on my Spider 3 from Ozone. One of the things that I love doing and the way that I progress is adding more equipment for filming and capturing stories. So just to say that, as far as a flight profile, it doesn't always have to be going straight to acro. We have many forms of flight. And one of my favorite things to do is to capture and be a storyteller. I want to bring more people to aviation via the amazing scenery. And sometimes you don't get that amazing scenery with just a GoPro head camera. It's just too jarring and it doesn't capture the essence of flight. So I've progressed to the now wearing a knee gimbal and having an iPhone on an Osmo. And that adds its whole new complexity of flight profile that I fly with my Spider 3, 22 meter, and an Atom 80. And I don't hardly do any wingovers. I do stole it though, and I'm pretty competitive.
Another specific aspect to the Spider is that it has tip steering compared to a Mojo or another beginner wing that does not have that. Does not have tip steering. And tip steering really takes the Spider from being like a great beginner wing to maybe stepping up in your skills and kind of turns it into a sportier version of the wing, so you can progress even more on a Spider. So say you do your first 100 hours on a Spider and you feel really comfortable in your skill set and you're kind of like, all right, what else do I want to work on? What can I step up into? And tying in your tip steering lines to your brake toggles is a great step. The first thing you would want to do
in particular is really great because it starts out with the tip steer that you can just use the tip steer just by itself.
Which is what you would want to do before tying in that 2D steering, is use those tip steering line by itself, and then move up to holding the brake and the tip steering line together, and then officially tying it in. Right.
It's like unlocking another wing.
It is very much.
It really is. Yeah.
So sky.
It's great. Three wings and one.
Yeah.
Right. So we have Steed 007 in the chat saying that he got a flight above a mountain a few days ago, kind of new to the sport, it seems. And he just said how magical it is being able to run into the sky and experience this. Just recently got a chase cam and, got the idea from Tucker, which is a really great tool. It could be a challenge if it goes into the prop, but you got to just measure it out, get the right distance. And, I haven't had many issues. It definitely has hit the prop, but usually when you go to these flight profiles with flying cameras, you just know to kill the motor at an appropriate height and remember that chase cam is back there so that motor has time to spool down. You'll always have a spinning prop most of the time, but it's not under power. You're not doing touch and goes or challenging things like that.
Spider or Roadster?
Spider or Roadster?
We got Jim in the chats and Instructor. We did some paramotor. We did a synchro spiral, pretty low altitude. It was really fun, and that's what his paranickel comment was about. So I fly a Spider. The difference between a Spider and the Roadster is a lightweight fabric. They're the same wing.
That's right.
So if you were to choose a Spider or a Roadster, I would think it would be the environment that you fly. A lot to do with what we fly. We land in grass. It's very easy on that fabric. If you land in Utah and it's a rough terrain, I think the stronger fabric might go a long way.
Right.
Or
but
if you're launching an asphalt a lot, or if you go to the beach a lot, or things like that.
I have heard that launching a Roadster at altitude, like in places like Utah, is a lot harder. And they usually suggest you get a Spider over a Roadster if you're flying in areas where you have a little bit of a higher altitude, just because that lighter weight fabric offers an easier inflation.
And honestly, if you're in the desert, that sand's going to tear your wing up no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
What is that, like
Dave Taylor saying that we got to get these students home because they have a big day tomorrow.
That's right.
All right, real quick. Thank you everyone so much. Chris Cunningham, Dave Taylor. We got to get these students to bed. It is taxi practice tomorrow.
Yeah.
So kiting that glider up and adding power, feeling the power that thing has. Good luck to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you guys in the chats for being there with us throughout the day. And my man, Kelly Stanley, Only Butt fans, it's been a pleasure having you. Make sure if you like this comment, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you.